Welcome, Gemini, to your November monthly forecast for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. This month begins dramatically with your ruling planet Mercury in retrograde, in the part of your scope which is very much to do with life's details. So I think it's fair to say that through to the 19th, it is going to be important to micromanage anything that you can personally influence, but especially around work, appointments, anything to do with pets where you have to take them anywhere, or if you are linking through work with colleagues, that too can be an area where it's going to be really important to be vigilant. But late last month, on the 28th of October, there was that potent new moon in the sign of Scorpio, but it was in opposition to Uranus, which is a very electric energy. I think this suggests that your approach to marshalling your energy and appropriating where you should put the most amount of effort does require you to be very open-minded, because it's possible that some brilliant ideas can pop up into the open in the first phase of this month. But the two ruling planets of Scorpio are Mars and Pluto. And the first 9 days of this month, they are quite frankly in conflict. Now, Mars happens to be in a gorgeous location for you in the sign of Libra through to the 18th. This can give you true sex appeal. So this right angle with Pluto suggests you could find yourself drawn towards someone in the first third of this month in quite an impulsive or compulsive way. If you are single, that could be very exciting. In fact, really life-affirming, especially because on the 2nd of this month, Venus moves into your opposite sign of Sagittarius. This is a gorgeous transit, and from the 12th through to the 17th is going to be going alongside Jupiter, the planet of expansion, but also of good fortune. If you do meet someone across those days, it could be truly special. In fact, it could be a massive connection. But equally, it can be an opportunity to just improve an existing relationship by being more upbeat and optimistic about what it can bring to you. Generosity of spirit can be rewarded by the transit of Venus through Sagittarius. Of that, there is little doubt. But also on the 4th of this month, there is a quarter moon in your sister air sign of Aquarius. And this suggests, with the Sun in the part of your horoscope to do with everyday commitments and obligations, you could, over the following weeks, find yourself feeling a bit stressed out if you're trying to do too much, spin too many plates. So at that point, it's important to prioritise if you possibly can. Now, there's going to be a real reward for you if you are able to do this, because from the 5th through to the 12th, the Sun forges a really solid angle with Saturn. Saturn's the planet of structure, but for you it's been in your sector of resources, long-term resources and business over the last couple of years, and it may have led to limitations at times or frustrations. But where you're really getting those details right, which Mercury's retrograde could challenge, this combination suggests something can build up of real substance that can be very rewarding and enriching. But also, from the 11th through to the 17th, the Sun then forges a brilliant angle to Pluto. When these two get together in a sextile, it suggests that something can change either deep within us or in terms of our immediate environment. And again, it could be very practically led. So it could be about getting things working like a well-oiled machine, or it could be living your life in a very much more pure way because of the 6th house energy of Scorpio for you personally, but in a way that does help you to feel much stronger, fitter and more fortified. However, it is true that on the full moon of the 12th, this does occur in a very tender psychological location. In the following 2 weeks, something could come out into the open to do with your work, or anything that's a little bit out of balance between the physical plane of your existence and the more emotional or spiritual dimension. And if this is so, there may be some things that do need to be realigned. Pleasingly, however, on the 19th, Mercury, your ruler, comes to the end of that retrograde, and I think that's something you're really going to be celebrating. But Mars then moves into one of the most hard-working and industrious parts of your situation. For the rest of this month, this is going to see you really be able to put a huge amount of commitment into whatever takes your fancy. But on the 23rd, the Sun moves into Sagittarius, which is fabulous because this is going to reinforce that relating energy that's already been sparked beautifully by both Venus and Jupiter. So the emphasis changes from that more practical dimension to how you're going to interact with others, set your boundaries, compete where necessary, or take on the people you know are your open competitors. And the 26th also sees a new moon, which is just going to push you forwards, and your relationship dimension is really going to be sparkling right into the first 3 weeks of December. But on the same day, Venus does move into the sign of Capricorn, which is a very sensual part of your situation, for Venus anyway, but it could trigger some kind of improvement in your financial situation. However, the last 10 days of this month does see Mars in an opposition with Uranus. And this is a very unsettling influence, potentially, and especially if you are trying to do too much. You can be one of the most mercurial of characters. You've got so many different ideas buzzing around. You're fantastically stimulating company. You have lots of different strands and friendships and involvements. But this particular aspect could just see you melt down a little bit if you try to do too much. So it is going to be important that with Mars's perspiration and Uranus's inspiration, that you just apply them into areas that are going to give you some kind of solid return. Otherwise, you could be sparking around doing lots of different things, but actually the plates could start to drop. I'm just being really honest. But the other bigger background of that is this fabulous opportunity to improve your relationships and to become much more interactive with others, and that can be particularly encouraging. But that combination between Venus and Jupiter between the 12th and the 17th is so beautiful, it could be quite magical for you. If you'd like to know what 2020 would hold for you based on your natal birth chart, not just your zodiac sign, please click the link beneath this video. You can get your 12-month forecast, but if you order this year, get the rest of 2019 free and 30% off based on your unique birth data. But for now, it's been a real pleasure being with you, Gemini. Good luck and goodbye.